I'm your host, Dinnie, here in Virginia. Where in Virginia, you might ask? Why, of course, I'm back at it again. No, I'm not. I'm not the peak of excellence. But I am here in Virginia. It doesn't matter. Because welcome to yet another Awkkie Talking with Dinnie in Virginia. Let's get this camera angle down. There we go. Now you can see my mic a little bit better because it's a totally real mic. It's totally legit. Look at that. Look how legit it is. This is totally like a real mic. So anyway, welcome to yet another Awkkie Talking with Dinnie in Virginia. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Day-cation. So I only recently discovered the wonders of Day-cations accidentally, and it wasn't my choice. It was just because I wasn't in the driver's seat. And so I am so happy I was not driving this day. However, what happened was I had made plans to go to an event in another city, and that event didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen. And so it was just a big mess when we got there. We were like, hey, is the thing happening today? And they're like, yeah, it's actually, usually we're at that time, but today we have an event. So that's not technically, we're not open till 10. And we were like, it was like 8 a.m. when we got there. So we were like, oh, we are not sitting here for 2 hours, so let's just go somewhere else. And it ended up being just a beautiful little mistake. Like, when life gives you lemons, you go to Williamsburg, because that's exactly what we did. We were like, we're already north anyway, so let's just go to Williamsburg and spend some time over there. Initially, the plan was just to go get breakfast and then go back home. However, what ended up happening, which was completely by mistake and unintentional and beautiful, and I'm so thankful it did, was that we actually ended up staying in Williamsburg for like half of the day. We didn't go back until I don't think we started heading back until like 7 p.m. And it was a lovely day. The weather was beautiful. It was on point. It was actually one of those, we were like transitioning from summer to fall. And sometimes in VA, it's summer and other times it's fall when we're in this transition period. Well, this day it was summer. It was hot. But like it ended up being so nice. So what we ended up doing was we went to Colonial Williamsburg, but we went to Merchant Square. And we have never been to that area before. Surprisingly, we've only gone to like the historic Colonial Williamsburg area back in grade school, and we've been to Busch Gardens. And that's pretty much our entire experience of Williamsburg, Virginia. And so all this time, we never realized, for some reason in our heads, because we're from Hampton Roads, it's like, I live in Chesapeake, so it's like, I understand driving 45 minutes to get to the ocean front in Virginia Beach, but it's the same amount of time to get to Williamsburg. But for some reason, I'm like, but Williamsburg is so far away. It's like states away. But no, it's the same distance as the ocean front. And I'm willing to go to Virginia Beach all day, any day. But why aren't I willing to go north? This whole time, my people were in the north. Who knew? Because I was like, wow, this is really chill. Now, parking was a pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie. Parking was not easy. Parking was not fun. But once we dealt with that, once we found a spot where we were safe from being ticketed or towed or having to pay an arm and a leg to park, we were set for the day. Because seriously, we just parked and walked and walked and walked. We started the day off with breakfast at Aroma's Cafe. I don't know if it's Aroma's Cafe, but Aroma's, and it was pretty nice. The breakfast sandwich was big. It was filling, and I had a steamer, which I like to call moo milk because it's just hot steamed milk, and I always add caramel and hot caramel and white chocolate to it, and that was very enjoyable. I finished my whole moo milk concoction and my breakfast sandwiches, so that just kept us sustained for the rest of the day. So we were like, let's walk this off, because this was quite a hefty breakfast. So after breakfast, we just started walking around the area, and it turns out it was a nice area, and it was exactly the type of vibe that I go for, where it's like, it's completely walkable, but it's not like city, it's not super urban. It's like still suburban. It's like a soft city, it's like a softy city. It's like a city that was made for suburbanites like me, where it's like, I'm kind of afraid of the city, but like, I also want to be able to walk places. And so it's like made for us suburbanites who are like, I don't like the city at all, but I want to be able to walk everywhere and be able to get everywhere without having to use my vehicle. So it's very nice. Like I said, it's called Merchant Square in Williamsburg. If you've ever been there, I would highly recommend going over there, because first of all, the first stop we made was Aroma's. So we had a really nice breakfast initially. And second of all, the second place that we went to that caught our attention was Kilwin's, which is a really nice like desserty place. They always smell so nice. There's a Kilwin's on the Virginia Beach oceanfront, and we learned there's also a Kilwin's in Williamsburg at the Merchant Square. So always stop by Kilwin's because they smell really nice. The actual person who was working there at the cashier, she was super, super nice and sweet, and we got a little sample of fudge. The fudge was really good. It was really soft, and I'm just like, this is how you're supposed to make fudge. This is how you're supposed to get customers. You're supposed to be nice and warm and welcoming, and so we really appreciated that. And so after that, we went to one of the most important stops that we made was the peanut shop. So for those of y'all who don't know, Virginia peanuts is a big thing, and I thought it was supposed to be a big thing in Suffolk because that's where Mr. Peanut came from. That's where Planters started. However, who knew in Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, Merchant Square, there'd be such a high peanut game. So you gotta stop by the peanut shop. Unless you're deathly allergic, don't go in there. Don't go in there if you're deathly allergic, please. You know yourself better than anybody else. Don't go in there. But if you're not deathly allergic to nuts, go to the peanut shop of Williamsburg because, man, oh man, I thought we were going to go in there and there was just going to be like 10 varieties of peanuts to try, some 10 varieties of Virginia peanuts or something. But they had a whole wall of different flavored peanuts. A wall to wall to wall to wall of different flavored peanuts. And I was like, holy crap. I didn't know they could make this many flavors. They had dill pickle, they had Cajun, Old Bay, they had wasabi, they had just so many sweet, they had salty, savory, hot, spicy, so many different flavors of peanuts all across the wall. And the best part is, all throughout the store, there were samples on samples on samples on samples. Samples on samples on samples. And so we were so excited because you know how normally like you don't get FOMO, but you have like purchase anxiety when it comes to trying new foods and snacks because you don't want to buy something and you don't actually like it, but you only bought it because it sounded like it tasted good. Here, for the most part, not everything, but for most of the most prominent products, you can sample them because they just have open jars of sample material for you to take from. So they just have a spoon in an open jar, and you just take a handful of peanuts, whatever flavor it is, chocolate covered peanuts, cashews, and little snacks that aren't even peanuts. They just had the jars open that were easily sampleable, and so you didn't have to worry about the purchase that you're about to be making because you can actually try it before you purchase it. How awesome is that? That was fantastic. And so we were going wild over there. We were admittedly very loud, I'm not gonna lie. We got very excited, so we were very loud while we were in the peanut shop. But I mean, like, when you see so many free samples of things to try, you would also get very excited. So we were just trying everything, and we ended up, one of our favorite snacks was like this watermelon yogurt looking thing, which we never in a million years would have tried it, never in a million years would have looked at it. But because they had the sample thing right there, we tasted it and we were like, oh my gosh, this is good. This watermelon, we hate watermelon, like artificial watermelon flavored things, and for some reason this particular watermelon flavored snack was just delicious. And so that's what's so wonderful. If you ever go to Merchant Square in Williamsburg, please make sure you stop by the peanut shop. As long as you're not deathly allergic, stop by the peanut shop and sample and try a new snack, because you might find your new favorite snack in there. And like I said, it's no like anxiety. There's no like fear of like, oh, I'm gonna get a horrible snack. No, for the most part, you get to try it before you buy it, which is fantastic. That's how business should be done. There should be more sampling being done in businesses to get us to want to buy things, because we don't feel bad because we already tried it, so we know we like it. Because I like to buy things that I know already that I like. So that was a wonderful, wonderful stop that we made, the peanut shop. And Kilwin's also beautiful, wonderful, warm customer service at both locations. So highly recommend those two areas. Also, all we did after that was walk around. We just walked around and looked at stuff. We didn't spend any money after breakfast. We didn't spend, and I'm thinking, no, we didn't spend any money after breakfast. We just walked around. There were plenty of seatings, which is awesome. Plenty of benches, plenty of like tables and outdoor seating. Even if you're not eating at a restaurant, there was plenty of seating there at Merchant Square in Williamsburg, just on the main stretch, just tables and chairs or benches. As you're walking, you get tired, there's a bench. You're walking, you get tired, there's a bench right by the bathrooms. There's benches and chairs and stuff, so that even if you get tired, there's plenty of spots for you to rest. And I thought that was awesome, because a lot of cities, I feel like, don't do a good job of providing you with a place to rest. But yeah, Day-cations, you can just pick a spot during the day and you can just explore that spot all day and have a great time. And then like that was a vacation. That was a whole vacation that you had in one day. You don't have to always plan these grandiose things. You don't have to spend thousands or hundreds or thousands or however much you're spending on vacations. You don't actually have to do that. It turns out you can just spend a single day, not even a full day, like half of a day at a new city. Sometimes it can even be your own city, because I live in Chesapeake, so our city is huge. So there's a lot of places to explore. But yeah, you can just pick a city and go. And you can just not have a plan and go. And then you have a great time because you went. You know, you didn't think about it. You just took the wheel and you said, let's go. Let's have a good time no matter what. And let me tell you, we had a great time. We discovered this tea shop. This tea shop, this tea shop was the fanciest tea shop I ever did see. I thought like you would only find this type of thing in like Nova or something like that. I thought the bougie up there, you know. But no, in Williamsburg at Merchant Square, they actually have this super cool tea shop that has a crap ton of spices, lots of teas, as well as flavored sugar, which I'm like, I've never seen those like walls of teas and spices and flavored sugar. And if you're not a coffee drinker, they also have a tea thing available so that you can try teas either hot or iced, and it's about the same price as it costs to get a cup of coffee, you know, anywhere between like $4.50 to like $6 for a thing of tea that's freshly brewed, and it's like you can try something completely different. And these people know their stuff, man. Let me tell you, if you ask them like, hey, I'm looking for something sweet, they got something for you. They also had like these candles that smelled so nice. Guys, go take a Day-cation. And if you live in Hampton Roads, take a Day-cation at Williamsburg at Merchant Square, because I'm definitely heading back because it was a really nice night, or a nice day rather. We left we left at 6:30 or 7 when the sun was still up, and then we got to see the sun set over the bridge. Take a vacation. Take a Day-cation, I meant. Take a Day-cation. Pick a city, go to that city, explore the city. It's not even the whole city. It's just pick one area where you're like, okay, so we're going to have breakfast, we're going to have coffee, we're going to have snacks, or we're going to have lunch or dinner, depending on what you want. But I would recommend probably, if you're going to do a Day-cation, try to start pretty early. Go to a coffee shop or something, get a light breakfast, energize yourself for the day, do some walking, do some exploring, and then do some photo ops. You know, some lady was so nice. The vibes were so nice as well in that area. Some lady was so nice. She saw us and she was like, I got to take a picture, you guys. I just love taking pictures of people wherever I go. So she took a picture of us on my phone for us, like just out of the blue. And I'm like, you guys are so nice. The vibes are so good. I love it here. And so, yeah, it was so beautiful. So guys, take a Day-cation for yourself. You can take a Day-cation by yourself. You can take a Day-cation with your family, your friends, your loved ones. You can just take a Day-cation. So you just pick a spot and you're like, no matter what, we're going and we're going to have fun. We're not planning anything out. We're just picking this spot and we're going to go and we're going to have some fun. So guys, this is an Awkkie Talkie with Dinnie and Virginia. I hope you guys enjoy this. Remember, you can always go for a Day-cation here in the great state of VA because we have so much available. So many cities, so many counties, so many places for you guys to explore. So you can go to the city, you can go to like Richmond, you can go suburbia like Chesapeake here. You can go to the ocean front. You can go to a beach if you want to and explore beach towns. You can go college towns, probably has a lot of banging stuff because, you know, they got to cater to them college kids. So they got to have something there. They got something for the college kids. So that's a good idea to try to find a new place to explore college towns. You can go to a farm, spend a whole day at a farm, you know. There's so many options for Day-cations. So I hope I put it in your mind to remember that, hey, I don't have to stay where I am. You know, I don't always have to stay in my neighborhood. I don't always have to come home and every single weekend do the same thing day in and day out. You have 52 weekends every year. 52 weekends. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. So that you can be taking these Day-cations. That's not even including any vacation time you might have. And if you have a flexible schedule, you should be taking Day-cations all the time, especially if you work remotely. But yeah, just take a Day-cation, explore where you live, explore this state. This state is so great, and we have so much available. So that's all I have to talk to you guys about on this Awkkie Talkie with Dinnie and Virginia. I hope you can feel how passionate I am about this, and I hope you too take the time to take a Day-cation for yourself and your loved ones. But I'm just telling you right now, you're not going to regret it. You're going to have a great time. So pick somewhere to go and explore and have a great time. So have a Day-cation here in the great state of VA. So if you enjoy this, I hope you are having a wonderful, beautiful, fantastic day, because remember, it is yet another beautiful day here in VA. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Awkkie Talkie with Dinnie and Virginia. I am just rambling on about my wonderful time I had in Williamsburg at Merchant Square because it was a wonderful Day-cation. And I hope you too have a wonderful Day-cation here in the great state of VA. If you would like to actually contribute and support the Virginnie Adventures, you can buy me a coffee or 2 or 3 or 10 because I have a high caffeine tolerance. So I put that in the description for you guys. But that's all I have for you guys. So until next time, all I have to say is Dinnie out.